Episode 4. The Chinese, the uncarved block. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. The name that can be named is not the eternal name. These words were written 2,500 years ago. They are often read as poetry, as mysticism, as spiritual guidance. They are none of those things. They are a warning. The map is not the territory. This is not mysticism. This is the meta-rule made explicit. The underlying structure cannot be captured in the narratives about it. The story is not the substrate. The physician who mistakes the diagnosis for the disease. The economist who mistakes GDP for prosperity. The ruler who mistakes their decree for reality. They have all violated this first rule. They are holding a name and calling it the thing named. The text does not argue. It does not persuade. It simply points. The 30 spokes. 30 spokes share one hub. Adapt the nothing therein to the purpose in hand, and you will have the use of the cart. Knead clay in order to make a vessel. Adapt the nothing therein to the purpose in hand, and you will have the use of the vessel. Cut out doors and windows in order to make a room. Adapt the nothing therein to the purpose in hand, and you will have the use of the room. Thus, what we gain is something, yet it is by virtue of nothing that this can be put to use. 30 spokes share one hub. The spokes are what we see. The hub's emptiness is what we don't see. The spokes can be replaced. Change the wood. Change the color. Change the carvings. The wheel still turns. That's mediation. The hub's emptiness cannot be replaced. That's the function. That's the substrate. Knead clay to make a vessel. The clay is what we see. The emptiness inside is what makes it useful. You can replace the clay. You can use different clay. The vessel still holds water because of the emptiness. Cut out doors and windows to make a room. The walls are what we see. The space inside is what we use. This is the replaceability test and the maintenance coupling test combined. The physician's instruments can be replaced. The physician's theories can be replaced. What cannot be replaced is the body's requirement. The space that must be filled by the correct intervention. That is the nothing. That is the substrate. The highest ruler, the very highest, if one were to speak of him, is barely known by men. The next after him is the one to which they feel close and praise. The next after these is the one which they hold in awe. The next after these is the one which they despise. When his task is accomplished and his work done, the people all say, "It happened to us naturally." The highest ruler does not persuade, does not argue, does not enforce through authority. The substrate enforces itself. The crops grow because the soil is healthy, not because the ruler decreed it. The water flows because the channels are clear, not because inspectors were sent. When maintenance is done, the system functions, and no one credits the mediator. They say it happened naturally. The next ruler is the one they feel close to and praise. This ruler takes credit. This ruler is visible. This ruler's work is narrative, not substrate. The next ruler is the one they hold in awe. This ruler enforces through fear. But fear is still mediation. Remove the armies and the enforcement stops. The next ruler is the one they despise. This ruler's failure is visible. The substrate is billing, and everyone can see it. This is the mark of a system aligned with its substrate. The mediator has become transparent. The empire as spiritual thing. There is a saying among mankind. He who takes the empire and does anything to it, I see that he will not succeed. The empire is a spiritual thing, and should not be acted upon. He who acts upon it destroys it. He who holds on to it loses it. The empire is a spiritual thing. This is not supernatural. This is substrate. You cannot force the river to flow uphill. You cannot legislate topsoil into existence. You cannot mandate trust. Any ruler who tries to impose their will on what must be obeyed is destroying what they claim to build. The empire is not the laws, not the armies, not the borders. The empire is the substrate those things rest upon. Act upon the substrate, and it breaks. The emperor who drains the aquifer for one more harvest creates a desert for his grandchildren. The physician who forces treatment without understanding creates a corpse. The ruler who centralizes beyond the substrate's capacity creates collapse. The soft and weak. When he is born, man is soft and weak. In death he becomes stiff and hard. The 10,000 things, the grass as well as trees, while they are alive are soft and supple. But when they are dead, they become brittle and dry. Truly, what is stiff and hard is a companion of death. What is soft and weak is a companion of life. The living are soft and weak. The dead are stiff and hard. The grass bends in the wind and survives. The dead tree resists and breaks. The stiff and hard are companions of death. The rigid institution, the hard ideology, the brittle system they break under strain. The soft and weak are companions of life. The flexible, the adaptive, the water-like they absorb shock and continue. The body that yields to pressure survives the fall. The community that adapts its rules survives the drought. The physician who listens to the body rather than forcing their protocol survives the patient's uniqueness. The soft and weak endure. What the Tao demands. If you are a ruler and you are always a ruler of something, a farm, a family, a business, a body, it demands that you know the difference between what you can command and what you must obey. It demands that you learn to see the nothing that makes the something useful. It demands that you act sparingly, listen carefully, and take credit for nothing, because the work was done by the substrate, not by you. The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao, but the Tao that cannot be told is still there, still enforcing, still presenting its bill. The grass withers, the flower fades, the stiff and hard break, but the soft and weak endure. And the substrate does not care what you called it. It only cares what you did. Next, what Deuteronomy knew. The prophet with genuine signs who leads you to destruction. The word that does not come to pass. The land that vomits out its inhabitants.